Bulls Nation, the second game of the Chicago Bulls season has come to an end, and it feels like it's a repeat performance from the first game of the season. There are slight improvements, but ultimately more of the same for the Chicago Bulls, and it leaves us once again feeling hard done by, washed, drained, physically tiring to watch. But ultimately, we have to talk about it. Let's talk about the Bulls and the Pacers in this video. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aiden Sports Show, and welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Chicago Bulls versus Indiana Pacers game reaction. The Chicago Bulls have come out flat once again, has come out unenergetic, and ultimately we did end up having slight improvements on this game against the Indiana Pacers, but for the majority it was the exact same game as you saw against the Atlanta Hawks. Very little improvements to talk about. Very underwhelming performances, and ultimately questionable from our starters as to why they simply cannot take these games to the opposition. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aiden Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on. Let me know in the comments below who was your player of the game and what were your overall opinions on the game tonight. Now, if you don't know the scoreline, the Indiana Pacers have beaten the Chicago Bulls 125 to 106. The first quarter, the Bulls kept up pace with the Indiana Pacers, competed very well. We ended up only going down by 1 point in the first quarter. In the second quarter, we gave up a 15-0 lead, which led to the Indiana Pacers running away with it. And in the third quarter, we also gave away around a 10-0 lead. A 10-0 run, sorry, and we ended up from there basically getting flogged by the Indiana Pacers. This is very tough to swallow once again. Another loss at home, another big loss at home, another game where I'm leaving questioning what exactly did I just watch and why is this team not really showing as much as it should be showing. Now, I can't really put at fault one player specifically, but what I can say is that this was a team effort for the loss tonight. People might blame Wendell Carter once again because Indiana Pacers had damn near half their points, if not more than half their points in the paint tonight. More than half their points in the paint tonight, shooting more than 50% from the field. The Atlanta Hawks did the same thing against us. In the paint, had more than 50% shots in the paint. That is something that simply you will not win games if you're giving up layups, dunks in the paint at a very high percentage. It's unacceptable. We need more rim protection. And that is where maybe people might target Wendell Carter tonight, who did have, to be fair, 9 points and 6 rebounds. A little bit of a better performance. He did have a few blocks as well. But overall, this is a team loss once again. This is a team loss, and the team did not come out with energy. The team did not come out with some defensive awareness, and we gave up some seriously easy shots that you'd think schoolboys wouldn't give those type of shots up, but the Chicago Bulls did. The screens, the post moves really got the Chicago Bulls questioning everything that they were doing on the defensive side, and we ended up paying for it once again. Another huge loss at home. I have no idea what to say besides that, to be honest. It's just such a terrible performance to think about. And we have to try and get rid of this performance quickly because we have the Golden State Warriors that will come in and do the exact same thing in the next game. We have that tomorrow, back-to-back game. Now, the Chicago Bulls, you'd think maybe the Warriors won't attack the paint as much. They'll be a more perimeter-based team. Well, the fact of the matter is, Indiana was a team that everybody said wants to shoot more threes. They didn't shoot that many threes today. All of their points came from the paint. TJ Warren, all of his points came from the paint. Sabonis, all of his points came from the paint. Sabonis had a triple-double against us. And again, the Bulls do not know what defense is, it looks like, especially in the paint. I would like to see Daniel Gafford play a little bit more after watching this game because the rim protection of this team is poor. Larry Markin is not a great rim protector, and Wendell Carter, granted he has had a few blocks, but they take so many shots in the paint that having 2 blocks or more doesn't really mean much considering they had nearly half of their points in the paint the entire game. So it is not good enough, the rim protection on this team, the paint protection, and the perimeter defense is still something that is very bad as well. I believe even though Indiana did not shoot that many threes, they shot a very good percentage from the 3-point line. So Again, defense was the big error tonight. Now, I'm not going to question the effort because I think the effort was a little bit better. It is still not up to the par of what an NBA team should be, but I think the effort was there compared to the game against the Hawks. Simply, the Bulls didn't try against the Hawks. I actually felt like the Bulls tried today, which is why this loss is probably even more tough to swallow. But yeah, it was just a bad performance all around from the Chicago Bulls. We are now 0-2, and our record is very damning. We don't have a very easy schedule at all heading up next. You'd think the first 2 games of the season were games where we could at least get 1 victory and maybe ride our luck with beating some good teams. But so far we're 0-2, and we have some incredible games to go and play for. Incredible teams. The Warriors are up next. The Warriors are 0-2, but they versed the Bucks and the Nets. We versed the Hawks and the Pacers, and we lost both of those games. So I don't expect a very good performance in the next game either. Let's move on to individual players. Look, this team stat-wise was poor. I don't think there was one person that really stood out to have a good performance today. Larry Markkinen had 16 points and 9 rebounds. I think he had an okay game, decent game. Would like to see these players get more shots up. Zach LaVine barely got any shots up in this game, and he still dropped 17. So the Bulls need to do a better job to find your players. Zach LaVine barely got the ball in this game. Larry Markkinen didn't really get too much shots up either, but he still got 16 points. Kobe White had 12, 3 and 2. Not that good of a game from Kobe White once again. Another disappointing game from Kobe White. Had a fantastic first quarter. Didn't do anything after that. Patrick Williams came in with a 9 points and 2 rebound performance. Patrick Williams, look, he's a rookie, so I'm not even going to talk about Patrick Williams. He's going to have games like this, and that's what you expect. But seriously, he could potentially become our second best player if the Bulls keep up these type of performances. What I do want to talk about from the majority is the bench. The bench stood out to me today as what kept us even in this game in the fourth quarter. Why is the bench playing better than the starting lineup? The starting lineup is supposed to resemble our best players. Zach LaVine, Kobe White, Larry Markkinen, Wendell Carter, Patrick Williams. These are our better players on the team. Why is the bench playing better than the starters? Why is Denzel Valentine playing 13 minutes and dropping 11 points? Why is Otto Porter having 10 and 6 off the bench playing 19 minutes? These are things that the starters should take real shame in, to be honest, because these guys, hungry for minutes, wanting to play, are coming out there and playing harder than the starting lineup, and the starting lineup are probably going to be the exact same next game. I think there needs to be a message being sent, and someone on the starting lineup needs to get dropped, whether that's Wendell Carter, whether that's Kobe White, whether it's Zach LaVine. I don't care who it is at the moment, because at the end of the day, we need to show that every single position in this team needs to be fought for. You need to play your heart out to make sure you get a spot in this team and you get your minutes. The bench some of the bench players deserves more minutes after that game, because they kept us in this game. Denzel Valentine, even Archie Diacono to an extent. Satoransky had a good game. Again, Otto Porter. These guys, whether you like them or not, are the ones that are actually performing for the Bulls right now, and they're showing out. And I think they deserve a little bit more minutes because of that. But again, it is what it is. We got smacked by the Indiana Pacers. We got smacked at home twice, and we got the Warriors next. So we have a lot of work to do. We need to pick up our win soon. Otherwise, it could be very, very damning from here. If we don't pick up a win, whether it's a lucky win or a very, very tough, hard-fought, well-deserved win, we need a win, because we can't fall too far behind in this season. There's only 72 games. Now there's 70 games for the Chicago Bulls. The more that we lose, the harder it is to come back. So the next game, we need to try and pick up a win, even though it seems very unlikely. Let's move on to the player that I think needs to improve the most. To be honest, this was a team loss. I can't target one person as the reason why we struggled. But if I had to pick, I think it would be Wendell Carter, because the rim protection was really poor tonight. We don't see that consistently with Wendell Carter. Our rim protection was not at its best. Now, Wendell Carter had a few blocks, but again, they scored nearly half of their points in the paint. Straight line, good screens, post moves, all of that. Wendell Carter could have had a say in how this game went, and he did all right. I don't think Wendell Carter had an absolutely terrible game, but I think just because of how they scored their points, you're targeting the centers, you're targeting Wendell Carter, you're targeting Larry Markkinen, you're targeting some of the centers off the bench as well. Daniel Gafford didn't have that much time, so I'm not going to say anything about Daniel Gafford. But again, you know what I mean. The centers in this team needs to do better in order for this to go around. And to be fair, if we're going to put Larry Markkinen in the bench unit for majority of the game, why don't you just bench Larry Markkinen? Now, again, he had a very good game, and he is probably going to get my player of the game, but I'll talk about that later. But Larry Markkinen plays with the second unit a lot more than he plays with the first team unit. If you're going to do that, put Daniel Gafford in there, move Wendell Carter into the power forward position, and play some defense. Put some defense into the lineup, and allow Kobe White and Zach LaVine to be your scorers, if that is the way that you see things. I don't really know. Look, at the end of the day, I'm not putting any of this on Billy Donovan's doorstep. It's not Billy Donovan's fault. These are just rotations that maybe he's going to try throughout the entire time. I'm not sure. But my player of the game is obviously Larry Markkinen. Once again, 2 times in a row for Larry Markkinen, he's getting my player of the game. 16 points, 9 rebounds. He had a good shooting stroke. He attacked the paint a lot tonight. I love Larry Markkinen when he attacks the paint because more often than not, he's a big guy. He is a strong guy as well. He can get his points in the paint. The more that I see Larry Markkinen attack the paint, the more that I believe that he will be a plus 20-point game scorer because he can shoot the 3 as well. His first bucket of the game was a 3. So that's my player of the game. My most improved player needs to be Wendell Carter. But overall, the team needs to improve. It can't just be one player. This whole team needs to improve. I don't know how we're going to get this to happen. The next game is against the Golden State Warriors at home. We have a very, very tough schedule coming up. I mean, look, let's just look at our schedule for the minute. Let's look at the next 5 games for the Chicago Bulls. Let me just quickly search this up for you guys. And we can see ourselves just how tough this schedule is going to be. So we've got the Warriors at home. Then we've got the Wizards in a back-to-back. Then again, we got the Bucks, and then the Mavericks, and then the Trailblazers. Those are our next few games. This is where the Bulls have kind of shot themselves in the foot here, because we could have had at least one game victory, but we lost to the Atlanta Hawks and the Pacers. Now we've got tough games coming ahead of us, and I don't know where we're going to get our next win. You could say the Warriors, but I don't think we're going to beat the Warriors, considering how the Pacers played and the Hawks played against us. The Warriors are a much better offensive side, in my opinion, than the Pacers. So I think they're going to come out. They're going to come at us, especially when they've lost 2 in a row. The Bulls need to find a win somewhere. I don't know. It's going to have to be a very, very tough win. It's going to have to be against a very good side. But if we go and we lose to the Warriors, we lose to the Wizards twice, we lose to the Bucks, and we lose to the Mavericks and the Blazers, look, that's a terrible start to the thing. We're not making the playoffs if we're losing all these games. So we need to find our win somewhere. We need to hurry up and get our team on track, get our team ready to play, because the first 2 games are a very, very poor example of what the Bulls can do. If they're going to be consistently poor like that, then what's the point of watching this team knowing exactly what you're going to get every game? So I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Have a wonderful day, Bulls fans. Sorry again, I have to apologize on behalf of this team for disappointing you in another game. Getting smacked at home is never a good thing. So hopefully, again, all you can do is hope that the next game against the Warriors is a better game to watch. Hopefully we can pick up a win. That's all I can say. And we'll see what happens tomorrow against the Warriors. Take care and peace.